I never expected to meet an alien child in the forests of New Eden. New Eden wasn't actually new, and it wasn't really Eden either. It was a terraformed world, barely stable, with wild weather patterns and even wilder foliage. I had come as a xenobiologist, hoping to study the luminous plant life, maybe discover something that would earn me a research grant for once. But that all changed the night I found her. It was dusk, the sky painted violet with streaks of molten gold. I had been returning to base through the thick, glowing underbrush when a soft whimper echoed through the trees. At first, I froze. New Eden's wildlife could mimic human sounds. But the cry came again, fragile, trembling, unmistakably real. I slowly pushed aside a bioluminescent fern. A child, small, pale, shimmering, stared up at me with moon-bright eyes. She couldn't have been more than 8 by human standards. Her skin was silver white, hair floating like light smoke, and tiny crystalline plates shimmered across her arms like scales that caught the fading sun. When she saw me, she didn't scream or run. Instead, she whispered, "Human help." Her voice vibrated, literally, as though layered with musical tones. She stumbled forward and collapsed into my arms. Hey, it's okay," I said, startled but gentle. "You're hurt." She shook her head no, but pointed upward toward the treetops. "Hunters chase me. They want me. Mother will be angry if I die." "Who's your mother?" I asked, supporting her weight. Her glowing eyes blinked. "The Empress." I almost dropped her. The Empress. The mythical ruler of the hidden alien empire rumored to exist on the far side of New Eden, a civilization humans had never confirmed. Just theories. Just whispers. But this child wasn't a whisper. She was breathing, trembling, and holding my shirt in her tiny silver fingers. "What's your name?" I asked. She hesitated. "Lyra." "All right, Lyra. Let's get you somewhere safe." I tried to lift her, but she stepped back, shaking her head. "No humans. They fear Mother. They would lock me away." "You're not wrong," I admitted. A sudden crack echoed through the woods, branches snapping. Lyra's eyes widened. "Hunters." I grabbed her hand. "Let's move." We sprinted into the forest as shadows darted behind us, figures in dark cloaks carrying weapons that hissed with blue plasma. These weren't animals mimicking voices. These were men. "Why are they chasing you?" I gasped as we dodged roots and glowing vines. She didn't answer immediately, only tightened her grip on my hand. "Finally," she said, "because I am heir and they want to use me to dethrone Mother."
Great.
I wasn't only running with an alien child. I was running with the royal alien child. We reached a clearing, lit by swirling motes of light drifting in the air like floating fireflies. Lyra paused at the center. "You can't go further," she said. I turned. "Why not?" She lifted her hand, and light spiraled upward in a column. "The portal only opens for those my mother has touched." A shimmering terror in reality formed. The air rippled like a vibrating mirror. The men closed in behind us. "Go," she cried. "I'm not leaving you," I shouted back. She stepped into the portal, and, to my shock, she pulled me with her. The world dissolved. Middle. We landed on smooth, metallic ground. My ears rang, and my vision blurred before refocusing. We were no longer in a forest. We stood inside a colossal chamber, so vast it felt like a cathedral made of living metal. Walls pulsed with violet energy, and floating platforms drifted like silent ships. At the center stood a throne, and on that throne sat a woman. Not a woman, something greater. Her presence radiated like gravity. Tall, regal, luminous. Her hair flowed like molten silver, eyes glowing gold with rings of shifting runes. Armor, or perhaps living skin, wrapped her form in sweeping curves and fractal patterns. She rose gracefully, and the air rippled around her. "Lyra," the Empress said, her voice layered like a choir. "You return injured, and with a human?" Lyra ran to her, clutching her mother's gown. "Mother, hunters chased me. They wanted to take me away. He saved me." The Empress looked at me, and every instinct in my body screamed to kneel, run, hide, anything to avoid that piercing gaze. But my legs locked in place. She walked toward me, each step making the floor brighten beneath her feet. "You brought my daughter home," she said quietly. "I couldn't let her die," I replied, still struggling to breathe normally. The Empress studied me, eyes glowing brighter. "Humans rarely risk themselves for another species." "She's a child," I said. That's all that mattered. The corner of her lips curved slightly. Was that a smile? Or something else? "You have my gratitude," she said. "But," she continued, raising one elegant hand, "you have also crossed into the forbidden dominion. No human has ever entered or left." My heart sank. "So what happens now?" Lyra tugged her mother's arm. "Mother, please." "He protected me." "Let him go." The Empress lifted a hand. "Enough, Lyra. His fate must be decided." Guards materialized, literally emerging from the walls, armor glinting with shifting energies. Instinctively, I stepped back. The Empress raised a hand. "Wait." The guards froze. She stepped closer to me, her glowing gaze softening. Not gentle, but assessing. "What is your name, human?" "Evan," I answered. "Evan," she repeated, testing the sound. "Your kindness demands repayment, yet your presence among us demands judgment." "Sounds like a lose-lose for me," I muttered. To my surprise, the Empress almost laughed. "You are bold." Lyra stepped beside me and grabbed my hand again, tiny fingers clutching with surprising strength. "Mother, please. Let him stay. Or let him go. Do not harm him." The Empress looked between us, her expression unreadable. Finally, she spoke. "He will stay. For now. Under guard. Under watch." She raised her hand again, but unharmed. Lyra exhaled in relief. I wished I could do the same. The Empress gestured gracefully, and a floating platform drifted toward us. "Come," she said. "There is much you must understand." The Empress's truth, the platform carried us through the palace, if it could even be called that. It felt more like an entire living world folded into a structure. Towers spiraled like crystalline vines, and rivers of energy flowed through transparent channels beneath our feet. The Empress walked ahead, Lyra beside her. She began to speak. "Our empire, the Solari Dominion, has hidden from humanity for millennia. Not out of fear, but out of necessity." "Necessity?" I asked. The Empress nodded. "Humanity expands without restraint, consumes worlds, conquers. We keep away to avoid war. Then why live on New Eden, a human colony world?" I asked. She paused. "Because New Eden was ours long before you arrived." That actually made sense. Humans had terraformed the planet assuming it was empty. Clearly, it wasn't. Lyra added softly. "We live deep beneath. Humans do not know. Hunters came from a rival faction. They want to rule. They want me. They want to control you," I said. She nodded. I turned to the Empress. "So, where do I fit into all this?" She glanced back at me. "You saved the future Empress. That makes you significant. Significant good or significant dead?" Lyra giggled. The Empress did not. "You will remain here," she said, until I decide if your presence threatens us. And if it does? I whispered. The Empress's eyes glowed brighter. Then you will not leave alive. Lyra clung tighter to me. Mother, no, he's kind. The Empress's expression remained stern. But something shifted, just barely. He will be judged fairly, she said at last. A growing bond. Days passed. I wasn't kept in a cell, not exactly. More like a guest chamber with shimmering walls and a hovering bed. 2 guards watched me at all times. But Lyra visited me daily, dragging me through gardens of floating plants, teaching me words in her musical language, showing me creatures that glowed brighter than stars. She trusted me completely. The Empress, less so. She watched from afar, observing how I spoke, how I walked, how I breathed. Her gaze followed me everywhere, calculating, analyzing, searching for deception. But slowly, very slowly, her coldness thawed. One evening, she summoned me to her throne room again. Lyra was asleep, curled in a feathery nest nearby. The Empress stood overlooking a massive window revealing a swirling nebula beyond, an illusion, or perhaps a tear in space. You care for her, she said without turning. I do, I answered honestly. She's brilliant, curious, kind. She trusts you. I'm glad she does. The Empress finally turned to me. But do you trust me, human? I swallowed. I want to. Her eyes softened slightly, as if she hadn't expected that answer. My people are endangered, she said. If humanity learns of us, they will come. With fleets. With weapons. With fear. And fear brings slaughter. I won't expose you, I said immediately. Not even for your freedom? I paused. Not even then. The Empress stepped closer, close enough that her luminous aura warmed my skin. You would keep our secret, she said quietly. Yes. Even knowing you might never return home? Yes, I whispered. For the first time, the Empress's expression shifted into something unmistakable. Respect. You are unlike your kind, she said. And you're not as terrifying as you pretend, I replied before I could stop myself. Her eyes widened slightly, then she laughed, an echoing, melodic sound that filled the chamber. Bold indeed, she said. For the first time, I wasn't afraid. The ending everything changed the night the hunters found the palace. Explosions shook the chambers. Cracks of energy tore through hallways. Guards rushed past us in streaks of silver. The Empress stood tall on her throne platform, her armor glowing. They have come for Lyra, she said. Stay behind me. Lyra clung to her mother. No, we can't fight alone. The Empress touched her daughter's forehead gently. I will protect you. I always will. I stepped forward. Let me help. The Empress turned sharply. You are not trained in our battle arts. Maybe not, but I'm not hiding while they kill your people. Her eyes locked with mine, fire meeting fire. Then she nodded. Very well, Evan. Stand by my side. Do not falter. The throne room doors exploded inward, hunters storming through with plasma blades burning blue. The Empress raised her hands, and the air trembled. Her power surged outward in golden arcs, shattering weapons, flinging attackers into shimmering walls. But there were too many. They rushed forward like a wave. Lyra screamed. One hunter leaped toward her, and without thinking, I tackled him, wrestling the blade from his grip and slamming him against the floor. Pain sliced across my arm, but adrenaline drowned it. The Empress saw. Her golden energy flared brighter. You dare touch my child, she roared. A shockwave of pure force pulsed outward, throwing every remaining hunter into the air. Their weapons shattered like sand. Their armor cracked. Silence fell. The hunters lay defeated. Lyra ran to me. eyes filled with tears. Evan, you're hurt. I'm fine, I lied. The Empress approached slowly. Her gaze swept over the fallen enemies, then onto me. Studying the blood on my arm, the weapon still shaking in my hand. You protected her, she said, voice softer than ever before. Again, I exhaled. She's important. So is her mother, she added quietly. I froze. What? She stepped closer. You have shown courage, loyalty, honor. Her eyes glowed warmly instead of coldly. You have proven yourself worthy. Worthy of what? Worthy to live among us. I blinked. You mean stay? If you choose, the Empress said. Our realm will open to you. Our people will accept you. And you'll have a place here, beside Lyra. She paused, eyes softening in a way that made my heart stutter. And beside me. Lyra cheered, wrapping her arms around both of us. You belong with us, Evan. I looked between the child who trusted me and the Empress who now, finally, believed in me. I realized the truth. I didn't want to leave. I'll stay, I said. The Empress exhaled, a breath that trembled with relief she tried to hide. Then welcome, she said, placing her glowing hand over mine, to the Dominion and to your new life. Lyra hugged us both again, laughing with pure joy. For the first time since I arrived on New Eden, I felt like I was exactly where I was meant to be.